So I'm going to show you guys real quick on how to tear down the Staal VR 175 fully, completely, tear it down, and put it back together. So here we go. All right, let's start off first. You want to make sure you have your oil, your grease, your wrench that Staal came with. This is an additional wrench that I use. Your universal screwdriver for, I think it's a T8 and T10 hex bit, and an Allen wrench, or something of this nature. This was an Allen wrench. I broke it off and I use it. Later on I'll show you. Alright, well, to start off with, first thing I'm going to do is obviously I'm going to go ahead and spin the spool off. Just like so. Take the spool off. Get this guy out of the way. Put that to the side. Alright, the second thing that you're going to do is, after you take that off, is this in here. This kind of locks down the spool. After this, you want to go this way. You want to go clockwise. So when you turn it, you there we go. Turn it clockwise to get this bad boy off. And before you do that, my mistake, you want to take the handle off. That was a quick mistake on that guy. And it reels towards you, just like so, just like that. This is already kind of loose. So you spin this bad boy off. And you want to kind of keep this to the side because you're going to use this again. It's going to come in handy. This guy and that guy. Just put that right to the side. Like I said, I'm going to have a little tub for your parts. Grease and oil right to the side. And then after that, you want to spin this bad boy clockwise. But you know what? Before you do that, you want to take off the other side. Take off this guy right here. And it spins the same way. And it actually even tells you on here. Right there, if you can't see, it says open. Turn it clockwise. Just like so. Spin it nice and easy. Okay, there's your gear. I'll take this part later. Right now, I'm going to put this to the side. And then the other side, kind of got it cracked loose already. I'm going to take this bad boy off just like so. Okay, there's a gasket around it. You can see that seal right there. And there's also one on this guy too, as well. So put those two to the side. Now you want to take off your traverse. This is where this little wrench comes in handy. And this wrench size is a 3/8. I'm going to go ahead and spin that bad boy. And this is actually counterclockwise, so this is regular. This comes off your traverse. Slip that right like that. Put that guy over there, and I usually just put him right inside there. Just like so. I'm going to slide my shaft out. Okay. Now there's my shaft. Put my shaft inside there. This guy right here. This also as well goes counterclockwise. Alright, so anyways, let me get back to this. This guy right here is going to go counterclockwise this way. Sometimes this gets a little tight. So sometimes you want to use a wrench on it. I don't encourage you to do so. Put something on it to maybe get a firm grip on it if you can. And sometimes when you can't, you gotta find, I don't know where my wrench is. It's kind of important to take off because, there we go. This is important to take off because this is the guts of the reel. This is what really makes the reel. See here, now it's kind of like stripped down to the basic. You have this plate you can take off and clean if you need to, want to. Anyways, that's pretty much it right here, as you can see. There's no sand or grit inside this bad boy. Actually, there isn't any in any of it. Okay, now the most important part is where I put this bad boy. This part right here is very important. You want to slide this in. There's a hole in there. You don't want to do it any other way. This is the only way to do it properly. I was told this by Craig from Van Staal. Now, before you do all that, there's a trick to this, okay? It's very simple how to do this part. Needless to say, there's 2 grooves on this bad boy right here. There's 2 grooves on here that sits on your reel, okay? You want to put this on there just like so. Then, and don't forget, you want to go just the opposite way. You don't want to go righty-tighty, you want to go lefty-loosey to tighten this down. And you don't want to cross-thread it, so just start to spin it till it kind of takes place like that. Yep, just like that. Just a little snug, no big deal, okay? Now you can use it to your advantage, okay? Now what you want to do is just slide the bad boy in there. You want to go clockwise, so, yep, clockwise, just like so. Spin that. This actually, here's your bearing, here's your clutch, here's everything inside the guts of this bad boy. Put it in a little container, slide the clutch out, just like so. Let me see here, just like that. Here's your anti-reverse, your clutch. Like I was saying, mine's making a little bit of a kind of a weird noise, and I think it's because this bushing is in backwards. So I'm kind of gonna check it out real quick. And here's your top bearing that goes on top of your anti-reverse, and I think that gasket's in there properly. It's mine's making a little bit like a rub sound. So anyways, it's pretty much all you need to do getting to this bad boy. So now what you want to do, this is pretty important. This has an open end. This is kind of closed. So the open end of this gasket, if you notice how it sits on here, just like so, just like that. You don't want it to go the wrong way. So this kind of goes like this, just like so. Kind of rides up over that bearing. Kind of helps protect it too as well. So anyways, you want to go ahead and put that bad boy back in there, just like that. Okay. Let's see, just like so. Slide that bearing in there, like so. Just like that. Like I said, actually I'm kind of impressed on how easy it is to tear these reels down, clean them up, put them back together. This actually is what had sold me on this reel, 100%. I didn't know how easy it is to take them apart, maintenance them, put them back together, and after verifying a couple things with Greg Van Staal, I became very confident, and I was like, you know what, this, it is what it is. It gets some sand in it and blah blah blah, not too much, very little if any. I mean, it is sealed kind of pretty good. Just like that though. Let me put this back together and I'll discuss a little bit more. So after that, you want to put this back, put that back on there like that. You kind of want to just nice and easy. You don't want to force anything whatsoever. If it doesn't feel right, don't force it. And then this guy here, you have your bearing. You can go ahead and throw a little bit of oil on it. You have to be very careful though. For me, I don't need any oil. I'm not going to put any on it. But if you do, when you put some oil in this bearing right here, when you put some in there, you want to hold this upside down. what happens is if you put this in like this, all the oil gets in this anti-reverse, it's going to slip on you on that clutch. You can take them apart. I have done that before, take it apart and clean them up and re-put the pins in there. It takes a while to do it. You have to be very careful because all the pins fall out. It's a pain in the butt, but you can be done. But I highly encourage you, if you put just a little bit in there, clean it, degrease it, oil it back up, put it upside down, okay? Try to keep it upside down the whole time. Don't douse it in oil, just a little bit. And go ahead and screw this in. This goes counterclockwise, just like so, just like that. And you want to go ahead and slide this tool or whatever you're going to use for your tool snug, not super tight, but snug. I do put a little bit of like tension crank on it, just like so, and that's it, done. And then go ahead and righty-tighty to loosen this boy, righty-loosey actually, pull that back out, just like that. Yeah, you want to have that little bit of slop, Craig told me from Van Staal, spinning it just a little bit to make sure that that reverse doesn't slip on me, or the clutch rather, anti-reverse. And there's a little bit of play in that lock nut, which is good. Alright, so now after that, or put that there. Okay, now it's time to put it back together. Make sure, you know, obviously if you have sand or whatever, or if you're cleaning it completely, get a toothbrush, just kind of like wipe everything down around this. Try not to cross thread this at all. It's very easy to put back together. Brush everything off, maybe degrease this, brush it out with the toothbrush. And I typically, you could kind of see maybe, is I put a little bit of grease in there around the inside. Not a lot, just a little bit, so that way anything gets in here, it sticks to that grease. That's the main thing. Yeah, so after that, we're going to put this bad boy back in there. There's guides that help you put this in here. This is important. If you can't see, there's that groove right there, okay? That groove is a guider. Inside here, there's a spot, an indent on front and rear. Just line it up, front and rear, just like so. Just like that. Take your time doing it. Just spin it. This is clockwise. Just take your time, just like so. And mine's not in the place. If it doesn't go past that gasket, nice and easy, don't force it. By all means, do not force it. It's not lined up. There is a little trick to this, and it didn't work that time. Typically what you can do is you can spin the top. Sometimes you could spin this guy. It didn't work that time. But anyways, you want to pull it out, just like so, and put it right back in there, and spin that washer or that lock nut. And okay, it didn't go again for whatever reason. So spin it to this side, see if it'll go in there just like that. Spin her down. Nope. All right. I don't know why it's giving me a problem. It keeps slipping on me just a little bit. Sometimes I'm guessing you just kind of want to hold this top, just like that. Spin it tight. There we go. And you notice how it kind of just nice and easy goes up over there. And you just want to give it a little, just a little. That's it, man. That's all you want to do. Okay. All right. So that's down in there. Feels pretty good. You can go ahead and spin it just like so. It should still feel pretty good. Now this is where they're going to feel the actual tension in the spin. The actual, like, as you turn the reel, this is where you feel that that slow, thick crank. Right here is where you feel it. And this is where I double check it to make sure the anti-reverse or the clutch doesn't slip. Feels pretty good. just like so. It's pretty simple, like I said. Now you want to slide this bad boy back in here, just like so. Slip this in here, and you want to put that. There's a trick to this. Took me a little bit to figure this trick out, but anyways, you want to go ahead and don't forget there's a lock nut washer. Has a piece of hair on it. And then after that, you want to go ahead, and there's a washer on this side too. Try not to lose it. Make sure your wheels, you can oil them up just a little bit, nothing crazy. I put a little bit of grease on this, nothing crazy again. The rollers on this, you want to go on this side just like so. Just like that. You want to push it down. Now you want to take your lock nut washer and put it down on there just like so. And now you want to take your nut, and this is righty-tighty. You don't want to get too tight yet. Kind of want to leave it just a little loose, just like so. Now we want to put this plate on first. And I'm going the wrong way. You want to go counterclockwise to tighten it. Just like so. I could take this apart and put it back together a lot faster than what I'm doing. I'm just trying to show you guys. It took me literally one try on how to take it apart. So if you do have trouble like I had taking these side cover plates off, you can use a wrench, but I would suggest put rubber glove or latex or something and just barely crank it, get it just to pop. You have to be careful with that. So now, as you can see, that traverse right there kind of rolls nice and easy up and down that plate. This is where I messed up before. What you want to do now is kind of hold this down, and you crank it, it's going to lift to this side just a little bit, not a lot. So you want to hold the right side down just like that. If I'm not mistaken, yep. And you definitely want to make sure that puppy's tight, okay? You definitely want to make sure that sucker's locked down tight. And I'm going to give it one more crank. Yeah, just like that. Now here's the fun part. This gear that rides on your traverse guide is really pain in the butt. You got to kind of line it up, and you don't want to forget. At the same time, you want to go counterclockwise. So this is a pain in the butt. It really is, but it's manageable. Okay. So you can slide that right back down there and do it just like that. And you kind of just want to figure out where that happy medium is, where it starts to kind of like take on your thread. Like I said, this is it's not easy, but this is the proper way Craig told me to do it. So he's one of the reps from Van Staal, so I'm doing it exactly the way he told me to do it. Make sure this is on first, that plate cover's on. He did tell me to pull that down all the way, just like that. And I just heard it kind of pop on there. You kind of hear like it pop on there. That sucker's on there. So now I'm just going to kind of give it a couple nice cranks. Make sure got a nice even seal. I kind of see a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unscrew it. I think that gasket kind of just is a little off. You can take your fingernail and just feel it to make sure it's kind of put evenly spaced in there. Like I said, you want to push that back up to the top. You want to use your pinky like that to hold the shaft in the traverse guide. Line that up top. And come on, where you at, baby? You can kind of hear it makes like a suction type deal. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, that definitely got it that time. Okay. You can kind of see when you look at the reel this way, you want to kind of just follow it up and around. This is important to make sure that this is completely sealed. Kind of look up, even up in here, when you look down on it, kind of roll it real slow. It's important. Don't forget, it's clockwise to tighten it. I mean counterclockwise. My apologies. Alright, so there's that. There's that. Put that plate back on. Put this on. This goes counterclockwise. And I go just to where I can feel it. And just like that. You don't want to force it. You just want to kind of balance it. I kind of wobble it on there until I feel it. Go ahead and you want to just make this not super tight, but just snug. And counterclockwise again. Then go ahead and put your handle back on. If I can remember which way. I'm always horrible because I take all my reels apart and clean them myself. I'm not gonna, not unless it's something I can't figure out, I'm not gonna pay somebody and send it off or whatever. I'm gonna learn it, figure it out. There we go. It's as well, it's counterclockwise, tighten it up. So just snug that down, put the spool back on, and just like so. I mean, obviously you want to like clean it, degrease it, and all that stuff. The roller, that comes off pretty easy. I would videotape yourself how it comes off, how the parts come off. Carefully do that. There's not too many videos and whatnot. So yeah, there we go. It's back together, and you know, a little bit of time it takes. It's you know, something's wrong with it. You got to replace a bearing real quick. You're out fishing, something's not doesn't feel right. As you can see, it's good to go. I mean, there's no slippage or anything. That's very important. Also, the balance in this thing is there's no wobble in the shaft. In the traverse guide, there's no noise other than just this regular spinning it and making the same sound. But anyways, if you have any comments or anything, let me know. I am putting some more effort into the van stalls. I'm starting to like it more and more. Basically because I had a problem with this before. Inside there was some grease that they put in it. It was causing an issue, and for whatever reason it just kind of ruined my bearings. If you have the same issue, Vanstall does back it up 100%. Craig from Vanstall is awesome. He went ahead and even though I took mine apart, cleaned it up, put it back together, it still worked. But this was like so corroded. This right here, I thought there was grit and everything in it, and there wasn't. Once I took it apart and kind of analyzed what was going on, what was taking place with it, analyzed everything. Yeah, he sent me a new anti-reverse, new bearing. He didn't send me the lower bearing, but actually this is the way it goes. Just like so. But anyways, he went ahead and sent it to me, and they really do take care of you. So by all means, you know, things do happen, and yeah, if I were you, yeah, it's easy to maintain yourself. Don't be scared.
the seals, the gaskets, yeah, there's rubber gaskets, whatnot. You use it all season. Yeah, you might want to buy the entire set that you need after that. And anyways, I'm still putting some effort into this, and it's an awesome reel so far. Landed some big fish on this between that and my rod. Used 9-foot St. Croix Legend. Anyways, if you have any comments or anything, throw it down below, and you know, if you appreciate this video and this helps you out, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate the effort and giving it that like.